Hey, y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel, Tasha Tanks, and where God created me to be. Nothing more, nothing less, and where you will get the real, raw, and relatable conversations. Oh my God, today's video is going to be about discipline and focus. I believe those like the two hardest things that I've been challenged with. The majority of my adult life, and just in general, discipline and focus. But you know what? So I have been waking up at 3 a.m. for the last few months. This started right before the end of the new year coming in the end of 2024. But prior to that, I was waking up at 4 a.m. I was getting on YouTube and I was doing my lives, doing little Bible study and just following what the Lord was, wanting me to do. And I stopped doing my lives and I was like, man, ain't nobody looking, no nobody paying attention. I ain't got no views. I got like 5 views here, 2 views there, 10 views here, maybe 2 likes there, whatever. And so that distracted me because I was focused on the wrong thing. Sometimes we could be focused on the wrong thing and just totally miss what God is speaking to us, totally miss what God is showing us, and totally miss what God is telling us. We can miss it because we're focusing on the wrong thing. And it's like me waking up at 4 a.m. God, He conditioned my body to get to that point, and it took me years to get to that point. But He started in my 20s, and I didn't know it. Had no idea. When I was like 22 years old, had my first apartment. And one day I was like talking to God and I was like, God, I was like, I had this hunger for him. It's like, God, I just want to get to know you. I want to know who you are. I want to know what my path is. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, where am I going? Like, I'm young. I'm a mother to a toddler. Well, at that time, she was in elementary school. She was 5 years old at the time because I was a teenage mother. And I'm like, God, what am I supposed to do? Where's my life going? Like, I want to get to know you. I want to know who Jesus is. I want to know who the Holy Spirit is. I want to get to know you, God. Like, I want you to be the head of my life. I mean, I'm crying out to him. And all I remember is me being on my floor, on my back, and my arms were like flying everywhere. And I just had this unknown language come out of my mouth. I didn't understand none of it. Oh, man. And the next day, excuse me, the Lord woke me up. It was between the hours of 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, God, why am I waking up so early? But I had this pulling in my spirit. Now that I know what it is, I'm thinking about it 20 plus years later. And I just felt this wound in my spirit. And I would go to my kitchen table and I would study the word. And I mean, I would study for hours. Y'all, this happened to me for 45 days straight. I would go to my table. I mean, God would lead me right to the word. This is what I would do. I would literally hold my Bible like this. Like it would be like this, and I would just let it fall open to wherever it fell open. And wherever it fell open, that's where I would read. And I would study for hours until it was time for me to get my daughter up ready for school. And then I would go when I put her on the bus, after getting her ready for school, put her on the bus, come back to my apartment, go back to my kitchen table, and I would study some more until it was time for me to go to work. So I did that every day for 45 days straight without fail. And I would wake up like clockwork without an alarm clock. I would wake up and I would do this. And I knew it was God giving me the strength to do it. I knew it was Him wooing me to His word to study the word. After the day before, I really cried out to Him. And I was focused for 45 days straight, but it was only by God's help that I was able to do that. It's only by His strength that I was able to do that. So as I became older, I still would wake up early, but not that early. And now that I'm at this point in my life, in my 40s, in my late 40s, God has me waking up at 3. He actually changed my wake up time last year before 2025 came in. And I'm like, God, what? You got me waking up at 4? Now you want me to wake up at 3? But when I started doing it, I got up. I would get fully dressed, y'all, like fully dressed. And I would go to my table and I would go live here on my Facebook channel and I would do what God put in my spirit to do. And I got distracted. I got distracted because I was focusing on the wrong things. I was focusing on because I was not getting enough views, and but that's all a part of your YouTube channel growth and learning. But then I had to learn about discipline. I had to really be intentional about being disciplined. Now, if I can be disciplined and waking up at 4 a.m. for months, for a long, long, long time, and then be disciplined to wake up at 3 a.m. every morning, which I am doing now, and I will stay up all day, and I will wake up and I will study the word just like I'm doing now. I will study the word, y'all, let me tell you, and it won't be no little bit of time either. And I'm disciplined because I'm intentionally focused on it, because I want to do it, because I need to do it. It's a need for me. And when you are disciplined in growing your YouTube channel or disciplined in losing weight, whether it be you eating something different than you are normally used to eating, whether it be just raw vegetables and fruits or exercising, you have to be intentional about being disciplined and focused. Be intentional. And when you are intentional, then it will come easy to you. It will become like breathing. And you know, when you breathe, you gotta breathe, because in order for you to live, you got to breathe. Now, come on. And I just felt like now that I understand the discipline aspect and the focus aspect, and I'm being intentional about it, it comes easy to me. It becomes very easy. It won't be easy at first. It's gonna be definitely hard. You're gonna be complaining. Yeah, I did me a lot of complaining and grumbling. And I was like, oh my God. There's some days where I miss getting up at 3 a.m. Like I did it on purpose. And I don't like to wake up by no alarm clock. I hate it. I can't stand the sound of one. But then I had my phone set to the alarm to get, to go off at 3. But guys, like God will wake me up before 3 o'clock. Whether it be 2:50, 2:30, 2:27, or 2:49 or whatever. It will always be before 3 o'clock, because my internal clock on the inside of my spirit, it it does what it's supposed to do. So if you are on the fence about whatever it is that God has called you to do, just know that you have to have your discipline in order, and you have to be focused. And when you are disciplined and focused and you are intentional about it, then everything will work out the way it's supposed to work out. It won't be hard. It won't be no chore. It won't be feeling like you pulling teeth or you're getting your teeth pulled. It won't feel like that. You'll be happy to do it. You'll be glad to do it. And even with growing your YouTube channel, recording videos, if you are disciplined and focused, and the middle part is being intentional. After a while, when you do it for so long, it will become natural to you. You won't even have no thought. And plan out a schedule. Start out slow. Don't try to do like I did and be trying to do it fast, like just because you're trying to really hurry up and grow everything. But everything takes time. When that seed is being planted, the tree is not going to grow in one day. The tree is going to take longer, depending on what type of tree it is, depending on what type of flower it is, depending on what type of vegetable it is. Every living organism has a time to grow. It has a process to grow. It takes time. So you have to give yourself time. Even if you start small and start off with recording one video every Sunday to go out on a Monday, because you can schedule your videos to go out on Monday at, say, 6 o'clock in the evening, or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, or 7 o'clock in the morning, or midnight, or whatever you choose. But just be disciplined and focused and be intentional to do it at the same time every day. But start small. Don't try to be out here trying to be big wheeler and be, because you want to have all this activity going. I made that mistake because I wanted to do a lot, just like to kind of get it out the way and hurry up and just, you can eliminate that stress. You're going to eliminate it by just starting small. So this is what I do now. I record all of my videos on a Saturday, and I record 10-minute videos, 7 of them. I don't edit. No, I'm not doing that. I may edit some things. I may take out something that, I made a mistake on or something, but sometimes it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. You being authentic, you being yourself. And that's what your subscribers want to see. People want to see real stuff. They don't want to see no made up stuff. They don't want to see no modified and edited stuff. And sometimes your videos may need to be edited, for, I guess, entertainment purposes, to keep the viewers' attention. But for the most part, the best thing that I can tell you when you are in a place where you are learning how to get disciplined and focus while being intentional is have fun while you're doing it. Because if you don't have fun while you recording these videos and talking to these folks out here in these streets that God assigned your hand to be a blessing to, and to tell them about what you know in your life that can bless them, that you can teach them, that you can help them see the transformation in your life, then have fun doing it because you love it. Because if it feels like a chore, you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to want to do it. And you're going to stop me like, man, I ain't doing that. And you ain't going to do it. My coach told me this today. She asked me questions. She said, why do you do what you do? Why? What's the purpose? I told her, I said, because I don't want to be standing in line at the grocery store looking at my phone, checking my online bank account to see if I got enough money to purchase what I want to purchase. I said, I'm tired of that. I don't want to do that no more, ever again. She said, I get that. There's other people that don't want that either. But why do you want to do it? It's like she was digging. So, which brings me back to me staying disciplined and focused to get to that space. And that was hard for me to hear. And this might be hard for you to hear, but I'm going to tell you the truth because you're going to get the real, raw, and the relatable when you come to this channel. And you're going to get me, Tasha Tanks. I'm going to be who God created me to be. Nothing more, nothing less. I am your domestic abuse coach. I coach survivors, and I teach them how to tell their story. And I teach them, I teach them storytelling in a way that is a form of activism. Because they need to own their truth. And they have to own their truth by sharing their truth. But they have to own their story. They have to speak up and become powerful advocates in the community. That's why my organization is called No Longer Silent, because we have been silent too long. It's time that we start shaking up the silence around domestic abuse. Because once we start telling our truth, whether the abuse happened in families or intimate partner relationships, we begin to heal. And in that healing process, this is what else will happen. We begin to start exposing those patterns that thrive in secrecy. Because at No Longer Silent, we equip survivors to teach them storytelling, to teach it, and we teach them how to speak it without fear and without shame or guilt or embarrassment, but speak it with pride. Speak it with knowing that God has brought you through this horrific, traumatic experience, and you are living to tell the story. Because once you do that, we turn your pain into power. We turn your silence into strength. And we also help those survivors to become leaders that inspire awareness, accountability, and transformation. So if that's you, give me a green heart in the comment below. And let me know that you want to live, that you're ready, because it's your time.